Text New York State E-MDT, NYS Enhanced Multidisciplinary Team Initiative, National Elder Abuse MDT Training and Technical Assistance Center. Confidentiality Agreements. This video will cover confidentiality considerations when planning and facilitating a hybrid E-MDT meeting.
Confidentiality within an E-MDT meeting has always been a top priority to ensure the protection of the individuals discussed. E-MDT coordinators are responsible for ensuring that all team members and guests have acknowledged and signed the confidentiality agreement prior to case discussion.
All right, so now that we've identified everyone in our meeting today, I just want to confirm that we have all of our confidentiality agreements signed. As a reminder, these are reviewed and signed by all team members on an annual basis, and they're also distributed to all the guests as they attend meetings throughout the year. Please make sure, as we are going through our cases, that you keep the confidentiality guidelines in mind.
Text confidentiality across hybrid formats. While we have focused on confidentiality agreements being signed once a year, teams may determine confidentiality procedures that reflect their team's needs. For example, varying timeframes of signing confidentiality forms and encrypting victim-sensitive information.
As E-MDT meetings have adapted to virtual and/or hybrid formats, E-MDT coordinators and meeting participants must ensure the same level of confidentiality when participating in a meeting virtually or by phone as they would if all participants were in the same physical space.
For those of you who are virtual, please make sure that you are set up in a private area. If there's any concerns about people overhearing our case discussion, please put on your headphones if necessary. I know some of you already have some on. If at any time you feel like the confidentiality is being breached, please either remove yourself from the meeting or report that concern to me. I may need to remove you from that meeting just in case we feel like confidentiality is in question. If this happens, I will follow up with you though after the meeting so that you don't miss any of the information. Okay? So let's turn it over to Kylan to start off. Oh, Kylan, I see that someone has just joined by phone. Can somebody let me know who's joined?
Virtual participants appear on an enhanced multidisciplinary team meeting. Text unknown virtual participants.
E-MDT coordinators monitor both in-person and virtual attendance and participation. It's important to develop a policy with your team for how to address uninvited or unknown participants joining the meeting after it begins. With a plan in place, a coordinator is prepared for instances when unauthorized persons join a meeting.
All right, I'm going to give it one more try. Who just called in?
Virtual participants appear on their webcams at the meeting.
Okay, so based on our team policy, I have to dismiss the person that is calling in because I can't identify who it is, and that actually puts our confidentiality in question. So if that someone is supposed to be here and you want to shoot me a text or an email and I can try and either get you back in or I can go over information after the meeting, just let me know. So let me take care of that now. All right, so I think we're all set. Kylan was wondering about your availability for next week, Art.
Kylan, I'm pretty flexible next week.
Sounds good, thanks. We've attempted to make a home visit, but the alleged abuser wouldn't let us in or give us access to the home.
Oh, Kylan, can you hold on for a minute? I'm sorry, I think somebody has just joined our meeting by phone.
Text policy for virtual attendees without confidentiality agreement.
When someone joins a meeting late or is only attending for a specific case discussion, coordinators may need to interrupt the team's discussion to identify who has joined and to address confidentiality agreements. E-MDT coordinators should consider facilitating a discussion with their team on what their policy will be for those attendees who join without a signed confidentiality agreement.
Hi, Betsy. This is Marty from Financial Federal Credit Union. I'm really sorry I'm late.
Hi, Marty. Thanks for joining us. Since you're not able to change your name by phone, I'm going to go ahead and rename you for the meeting. All right. Okay, you're all set now. So Marty, we did not receive your confidentiality agreement yet. So what I think per policy we're able to do is have you agree that any of the information that we share today will not be shared outside of the meeting. So I'll just get the signed confidentiality agreement from you afterwards, okay? So do you agree that all of the case information that we discussed during this meeting will remain confidential?
Yes, I do.
Great, thank you. All right, Kylan.
Text confidentiality considerations pre-meeting.
Confidentiality agreements should be signed on an annual basis. Incorporate basic language into the confidentiality agreement for virtual attendees. Know your meeting platform security and if the password is needed. Set up meeting invite to notify if the meeting is forwarded. Create a policy with your team if someone attends virtually without a confidentiality form.
Text confidentiality considerations meeting housekeeping.
Obtain confidentiality agreements from those who have not yet signed. Remind attendees of a confidentiality agreement. Encourage private area for virtual attendees for audio and video. For example, use of headphones, screen protectors. Remind attendees to remove themselves if there is a concern about confidentiality. Do not use the chat for client information. Use virtual waiting room or have a plan for those joining after the meeting begins.
A credits page listing the following logos. Weill Cornell Medicine's New York City Elder Abuse Center. Lifespan of Greater Rochester. Red Wind Consulting. University of Southern California's Keck School of Medicine / National Center on Elder Abuse and National Clearinghouse on Abuse in Later Life. A disclaimer statement is also included.